Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are jumping straight into a massive, frankly tectonic shift happening right now. AI is breaking India's middle class, and we finally have the numbers to show exactly how it's playing out. To be honest, the data we're looking at today is incredibly stark. It paints this picture of a really profound transformation in one of the world's most critical economic engines.
Picture a scene that is becoming way too common in cities like Bangalore right now. Imagine a young engineer's desk. Laptop open, a secure job offer sitting right there, representing years and years of intense hard work. And then, suddenly, the desk is just empty. The offer letter essentially vanishes into thin air. The city outside the window keeps moving completely indifferent, but for that engineer, everything is just ground to a halt.
And we're not just talking about one empty desk here. We are talking about an industry that literally built the aspirational middle class for 10 to 15 million Indians over the last 20 years. These were the jobs that paid the good salaries, got the home loans approved, put kids in private schools, and booked those first-time domestic flights. It was basically the great economic escalator for an entire generation. Part 1. The Sudden Hiring Crisis. The 2025-2026 Drop. The sheer drop-off we're seeing right now is unprecedented. For the last 5 years, the gross hiring average for India's IT sector was a really healthy 230,000 people per year. But the projection for fiscal year 2026, it plummets to just 170,000. India's top IT firms are hiring 60,000 fewer people this year than their recent historical average. That massive two-decade climb has suddenly, violently fallen off a cliff. Let's make this even more real. Take TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. They're India's largest IT company, practically an institution when it comes to early career employment. In 2026, they hired only 25,000 fresh graduates. Now compare that to their average over the last 3 years, which was 40,000. You really start to feel the massive scale of this contraction, right? And honestly, it gets even more alarming when we talk about net hiring. Across India's top 5 IT firms, net hiring actually dropped by about 7,000 people in FY 2026. So they aren't just slowing down how many new people they bring on board, their total overall headcount is actively shrinking. The industry knows exactly what's going on too. A senior analyst put it super bluntly to CNBC recently, saying headcount rationalization is happening across the board. And look, we all know that's just the polite corporate terminology for a reality where human workers are no longer being added at the volume they used to be, and existing teams are being aggressively leaned out. So here is the absolute crucial takeaway. This is not a temporary dip. It's not a normal economic cycle. The global equity firm Bernstein literally wrote an open letter to Prime Minister Modi warning of a deepening employment crisis. They didn't mince words. They called this data a terrifying structural break in the economy. The old rules simply do not apply anymore. Section 2, Labor vs. Tech Arbitrage. The Paradigm Shift.
Okay, so why is this structural break happening exactly right now? Well, for 2 decades, India's superpower was labor arbitrage, basically offering a massive, highly skilled talent pool to do the same work cheaper than the West. But AI has completely flipped the board by introducing tech arbitrage. AI doesn't just do the work cheaper, it does it instantly, and at a near-zero marginal cost. The scales haven't just tipped, they've broken.
We are actively seeing AI tools step in to handle the exact, specific tasks that used to require entire floors of junior developers. Claude Code is replacing fundamental coding tasks. GitHub Copilot is instantly writing technical documentation. OpenAI Codex is handling testing and chewing through support tickets. And they do it for basically free per additional task, entirely gutting the old volume hiring business model that this sector relied on.
Part 3. The Human and Macro Cost. The Stalling Story.
Because the ripple effects of this go way, way beyond the IT parks. The immediate burden is falling squarely on fresh engineering grads. Think about it. These are young people who did everything perfectly right for a 21st century career. They got the degree, went to a great college, learned the code, only to send out 200 applications and receive what? Maybe 3 automated responses? All while their parents sit right behind them, hoping for a return on that massive educational investment, only to be met with total silence. And to really wrap your head around the macro cost here, you have to look at the imbalance in the broader economy. Right now, 45% of India's workforce is still employed in agriculture, but that massive chunk of the population only contributes about 15 to 16% of the national GDP. When you put that into perspective, you realize just how incredibly critical the IT sector has been for actually generating modern wealth and pulling families into the middle class.
Without this reliable IT salaries pumping directly into the economy, India's broader consumption story just absolutely stalls out. The data is already showing flattening consumer spending. Fewer jobs mean fewer home loans approved, fewer domestic flights booked, and a lot fewer private school fees being paid. Everyone talks about India's demographic dividend, but that dividend only pays out if the high-value jobs actually exist to support it.
Section 4. Surviving the transition. What comes next?
This isn't the end of the line, but the landscape of work is fundamentally changing forever. The future isn't going to look like a packed floor of thousands of workers wearing headsets. It's going to look a lot more like quiet, extremely cool rooms filled with autonomous data servers running without any people around at all. The work is still getting done, absolutely, but the mechanism of production has completely evolved.
So to survive this transition, the workforce has to rapidly pivot. Repetitive coding, that is a soft problem. The new premium skills require moving way up the value chain. We're talking about mastering AI fluency so you can direct these tools, developing high-level architecture skills to actually design the complex platforms, and embracing broad systems thinking. You have to manage the AI now, not try to compete with it on writing basic syntax. The numbers clearly show a structural break, but they also give us a pretty clear roadmap for what happens next. So I want to leave you with a stark question. Is AI a threat to your career in India, or is it the ultimate catalyst to completely upgrade your skills? Let's debate this in the comments below. Share your experiences with us, and thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I'll see you in the next one.